Now, just one thing to clear up, as you know, if you're reading headlines and you're reading news about the mortgage industry, we have first-time home buyer. That term has come around a lot. It applies to a couple different things, right? So, your land transfer tax, a first-time home buyer is a very, very rigid. The government is not going to let you off the hook to pay this monstrous tax. You know, I've seen some land transfer tax up over $30,000. So on top of your down payment, you have to save for this closing costs. With the majority of that is land transfer tax. And the rules there, it's like if you've owned a property anywhere in the world at any time in your life, or have lived with somebody like a spouse that has owned a property, you are not a first-time home buyer. However, on the insured mortgage side, basically, well, Sean, explain. Can you break this one down? Basically, like everybody and their dog is a first-time home buyer.
The way I think about the new insured rules they're very similar to the RRSP rules. So if you have owned a home in the last 4 calendar years, or you've lived with a spouse that has owned the home, you are not a first-time home buyer. But if you've waited that 4 years, you now, and you haven't owned a home, your spouse that you live with has not owned a home, then you would be a first-time home buyer and you can get 30-year amortization.
But also, if you break up with your spouse, then you're a first-time home buyer again right away.
You're a first-time home buyer again. Yeah, but that's the same as the RSP rules too.
Right.
So they want to give you the ability to be able to, I guess, get back in the market if you're in that position. And the one caveat that I want to mention is that if only one person, in order to qualify for the 30-year amortization as a first-time home buyer, only one person needs to qualify. So if your, spouse or your new spouse has owned a home and in the last few years, but you haven't, you qualify for the 30-year am. Also, if your parents are coming on title to help you purchase and they've owned a home before and you're a first-time home buyer, you still qualify for the first-time home buyer, for the first-time home buyer new insured rules, where you can get 30-year amortization.
That's right. So basically, everybody can qualify.
If you're not that everybody that's anybody, but
everybody's got an ex, and it's like, oh, broke up. Here we go.
Tell me all about it, Vaughn.
Pretty loose, right?